chasing you away from my reality, breaking us into pieces. Once you were my dream. I don't know where we went wrong. You knew the answers all along. It's up to me to say to you, it's a waste of time, the things you do. Those summer nights, I'm letting you go.
Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Sandra with Life Over 60 with Sandra. I am coming to you from my first stop on my summer travels, and I'm coming to you from Chicago. I'm visiting my daughter here in this beautiful, beautiful city. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about how grateful I am that I am living in the golden age of anti-aging. Now I know that sounds kind of crazy, but when our mothers were growing up, everything was so simple. And I think today our skin ages a lot more quickly because we have the sun that we used to soak in and get suntans, and they never used to do that years and years ago, at least when my mother was growing up. And we also have a lot of free radicals in the air, a lot of pollutants. We are eating more processed foods. So I think all of that has a lot to do with our skin, because we are what we eat. And also I think today we have a more stressful way of life. So all of these things combined, I think, really take a toll on our skin. But luckily we have a lot of companies that have done research and are improving the way we take care of our skin. The only thing that I think might be a little bit negative, and I hate to bring in negativity at all, but I think our culture has valued women by the way they look. So as we get older and our skin starts to age, I think a lot of the cosmetic companies and just the culture in general starts to think of us as invisible and disposable, just because our outside shell is not the way it used to be when we were younger. I would like to read you an example. A 1926 ad for an in-store facial treatment blares, "Poor Lois, see how old she is growing." Female self-loathing was acknowledged openly. One ad asks, "Is it the greatest crisis of a woman's life?" Meaning that sudden, merciless message from a mirror's crystal depths, you are fading just a bit. Isn't that awful? Women who would read these ads felt that they were losing their special quality as women just because of their outside shell. And another ad from the 30s and 40s is, remember Palmolive soap? I think they still make Palmolive soap, I don't know. But they ran a series of bluntly shaming ads in magazines like Good Housekeeping and Farmer's Wife. The company actually invented the problem of middle-aged skin, a condition it claimed could affect women as young as 22, then blamed it for all kinds of romantic disappointments. Can you imagine how crazy that is? From girls with empty date books to the wife who loses love. And one ad actually featured an illustration of Cupid sitting with his head in his hands and crying. Isn't that the most outrageous marketing that you have ever heard in your life? No wonder our mothers felt intimidated and felt that they couldn't ever be emancipated, because if they were aging, their looks were fading, and therefore their worth was fading right along with it. How awful is that? Our poor mothers. Each sign of wear and tear on your face was actually measured as your failure as a woman. Well, thank heavens a lot of that has changed. We are living in the golden age of anti-aging, because more and more companies now are realizing that women are becoming very smart. They are realizing that their inner worth is more important than anything else. I know I'm getting older. I see the changes in my skin, and then there's nothing more shocking than looking into my magnifying mirror and see what's happening to me. I can't stop it, but I really can use products that will help slow down, will help soften the wrinkles that are starting to come. And that's what we have today. We have more educated skin care treatments. Some of them actually are bogus. They won't help, and it's just an advertising ploy by the cosmetic companies. We all agree, that we really should embrace our wrinkles as we're getting older, and we say, yes, I'm getting older, I see wrinkles, I just have to accept it. But actually, none of us want them. We don't want them to be there, and we don't want to see them in our mirror. So the best thing we can do is to try to do skincare that will help soften and maybe slow down the aging process. Well, let's face it, we are all getting older, but I think we have to start changing the way we think about aging. I think probably, and I'm going to give a recommendation right now, the best person ever to watch who has an excellent skincare routine would be MaryEllen after 60. She recently did a video that was so precise, wasn't that complicated, but when you look at her and her skin and you see how much her skin has looked more healthy and the wrinkles have softened since she started her skincare routine a few years ago. So I'm going to put a link to her video down below, and I think it's a video that each and every one of us should watch, because what she has done has worked and will probably work for you too. I mean, each of us are individuals, each of us have different skin. I think I still at my age have a normal skin. It's not dry, it's not oily, so I would say that I am in the normal range. For those of you who don't know, my daughter lives near the airport because it's very convenient for her. She lives in a nice little community that I just love, but it's very difficult to film outside because every few minutes or so an airplane is going by. It's great for her though to get to work, but for filming videos it's not so hot. Thank you so much for coming today. I hope you will join me on my road trip this summer as we go to other locations. I hope that you'll do something really nice for yourself today. Be kind to someone, and don't forget to share the love. I appreciate each and every one of you. I care about all of you, so thank you so much for coming, and I will see you soon on my travels. Is that right, Sophie? Okay, take care. Have a good one, everybody. I love you.
Reality.